wide up beside and tell me side to side. You can say, Jay-Z, you're too much for me. I am a little bit of loneliness, a little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, and it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you, turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not. I'll be here 'cause you're all that I got.
Good evening, everyone. We are back again. Top Table Talk, back for our discussion on game week 12. And yes, Daz is absolutely right. Wolfie, where's yours, man? Where's yours? Andrew, where's yours?
I won, didn't I?
Where's yours? Come on. 3-point collectors are all in the house. So that only means one thing. The shades are out, people. We are happy. Boys, Chris, Daz, Wolfie, Andrew, how are you boys on this fine Tuesday evening? How's things?
I'm having my celebratory pizza as I've just got back in. Yes, it does have pineapples and Liverpool tears.
You what?
Yes, that's the best kind.
The second part's okay. Pineapple on a pizza. Are you having that?
Bro, I don't get the whole thing with why people can't have pineapple on pizza. I like it. I like it.
That's not right. That's really
I love it.
What is the thing with it? Why is it a thing?
it's just yeah.
Because, like, just sweet. It's like just sweet and
Well,
like,
I need something to counteract the sour taste of the Liverpool tears. You know what I'm saying?
No, it tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Yeah,
They also taste sweet.
Yeah.
They do.
Is there salty Man City tears on top of that as well? Are there salty Man City tears on top of that pizza? Or is that just in Newcastle? A little bit of that on Saturday evening as well.
It's quite the what's the word? Conjunction. No.
Concoction.
Concoction. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
To be fair, I think we're used to it now. Not necessarily this season, but we're used to wearing the city. We're not necessarily this season. We are used to we're used to wearing the shades. But boys, great to have you on the panel, Andrew, Wolfie, of course, Chris back in the fold tonight. Maybe in the doghouse, but we will see.
Yeah, not even going there.
We will see. People in the chat, if you're streaming in, make sure you hit that like, do all that good stuff. Dan United will be on the way to discuss all things Man United. We'll get a little bit of Rich on the way. Look, Andrew's already rubbing his hands together.
No, I know, it's not for me. I'm just going to watch Wolfie just rip down apart.
Oh, okay. To be fair, Wolfie did make a point of saying, "Is Dan on tomorrow?" last night, so he was asking very specifically. But we're hoping to get Adam on there at some point. Rich will join us later on, and of course, we've got big games in the Champions League tonight for both ourselves and Andrew to discuss. But look, where do we start, boys? Look, let's do the gracious thing and let's start at Anfield. Let's start at Anfield.
No, don't start at Anfield. No, I want to finish my pizza.
All right, let's start at St. James's Park.
Yeah.
St. James's Park. Newcastle United 2, Man City 1. We helped your boys out, Andrew. We got a fantastic result that we needed. Wolfie, the alliance is strong. Boys, do you want to chip in, Andrew? Chris, even, because Chris, you didn't get a chance to join us. Talk to us about how big that match and that result was for Newcastle United.
Yeah, huge, mate. Absolutely huge. I managed to catch the majority of the second half. I missed some of the first half because I was away with the missus in Conway in Llandudno, And unfortunately, everybody in Conway likes rugby, so it was a struggle to try and find. Oh, I know, it was a struggle to try and find the match, but got a little bit towards the end of the first half. And as I say, I watched the majority of the second half. But yeah, what a fantastic result! And do you know what? It was so nice, wasn't it, boys? And obviously, I saw the reaction show that you both did, and how nice was it? Because it felt like Newcastle were back. It feels like a long time since we've seen a performance like that. You know, straight away, you know, you see it in the press, you're seeing, you know, the all-action display. I love Joe Linton, you know, when he's pushing players over for no reason and just like getting stuck in, and it was just great. It was everything we needed to see, and also, boys, to highlight, you know, how much we missed Tina Livramento and Lewis Hall. Like, absolutely outstanding, the two of them. Sorry,
Dan Burn get dropped?
No, mate, he was suspended. Yeah, he was suspended. So yeah, having Lewis Hall and Tina Livramento back in the team, great. The lineup was really interesting, boys, because obviously we went into massive detail on that, didn't we? We were thinking, you know, in the end, we were thinking at the back, and then when I saw the four, I was thinking, wow, it's a brave, bold move. And if it was Newcastle of old, absolutely fine. But obviously, we haven't seen Newcastle of old for weeks, months. So we weren't quite sure what we were going to get, but yeah, and no, it was just fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic, and a much needed 3 points. And boys, just the last thing I'll end on. You know, I was looking after the Everton game last night. I was looking at the league table, and I've kind of summarised it quite well. Wolves have got 2 points, absolutely dreadful. And Arsenal have got 29 points, and they're obviously, you know, in real fine form, real good form. When you look from second down to 19th, like there's really not that much in it. There really isn't that much in it, and that just kind of sums the league up.
13 points, I think. 13 points.
Yeah, from second to 19th, it's mental. And all it takes is for one of our lads, and obviously Andrew will attest to this. You know, Chelsea have gone on a nice little run. All it takes is getting 3, 4, 5 on the bounce. I mean, it feels impossible.
Rich will be on later, hopefully.
Villa.
Yeah. And look, we know where Villa are now. But yeah, to summarise Newcastle, absolutely made up. But now it's important tonight we see something similar, something reasonably the same against Marseille, and then obviously we follow it up at the weekend as well. But yeah, great result and fantastic outcome for us.
That game probably aged both coaches in the first half, especially probably about 45 years, because that was a basketball match in a great way for a neutral. For me, that was a great match for me to watch. That was like, you guys know this. That was a Kevin Keegan spectacular right there. Right there. That's what it was. That's a 4-3 special job. That's what it was. They had chances. You had chances. There's a dispute about the penalty, whether it was or whether it wasn't. The offside thing, I still don't know who's drawing what. I don't care. But someone's got to tell me that Phil Foden shot when he hit it on the inside of his boot, how it went that way instead of that way. You know that one in the side. He hit it on his side. He hit it on his inside, but it went out. And that's not, for me, that's not physically possible to go out that way. Yeah. But no, listen, Walter Mardo should have scored definitely one of those chances. I think maybe in the first half when he sort of like snatched at the shot really instead of like placing it. I think if he would have placed it, you guys would have been like, hey, that was Eddie Howe's first win over a Pep Guardiola side. Not Newcastle, just not just in his entire career. And he's played them for 10 years now. So no, it's very good. Your home form is obviously way different than your away form. Do you know what I mean? You've lost games at home, but they were last minute to Arsenal and Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like you're losing to like Wolves at home or something like that. No, it was a great match to watch. And then, like you said, I rate the midfield, your midfield, so much. It's such a strong midfield. It's just, it's one of the best, up there, if not the best in the league. It's very, very good. And I always say that midfield will keep Newcastle in games, especially if they're all fit at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Because you're missing Anthony Gordon, stuff like Elanga's, like Murphy's retaking his place. You know what I mean? Everyone thought Murphy was going to be dropping out because Elanga's coming in. But Elanga's like having to do sub appearances and stuff like that. But what you said about the fullbacks, Livramento, I know he plays right back, but he's been playing a lot of left back for you as well at times as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like he's, but that Malik Tour from AC Milan, still, That's why I
Yeah.
get upset.
Everybody's talking about it
If I
now.
was at another club going,
Class.
why are we like if I need a defender? Why are we what are we
Boys.
paying you guys for? Do you know what I mean? Why haven't we got him? Do you know what I mean?
Boys, what did we say though? What did we say about 3-4 weeks ago when
Yeah.
we started noticing it and we kept mentioning Malik Chow and opposition fans weren't saying anything? And we kept saying there's going to come a point where opposition fans are going to go, he's class. And I had that with Potts. I told him 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I said, look out for this lad. He's a proper player. And now after that game, he's like, wow, he's quality.
Yeah, he's very
It was
good.
the same with Tonali. People only seem to notice Tonali after a period of time as well. And,
No, but I think though, to be fair with Tonali, he was
a big name already.
He was known, but he wasn't like. I don't think what I think is the people are starting Tonali is how attacking he is. Do you know what I mean? I think people had a fear like the normal Italian midfielder stereotype that he's just a destroyer and a passer here and there sort of things. That's what we've all been brought up as. When you see those type, like a Gattuso type of midfielder, do you know what I mean? Like that's what, not like a. I'm not saying he is Pirlo, but you know, the one that's different midfielder that we all probably think is like Pirlo is the different midfielder that we all think about. This guy is like a box to box crasher, sometimes creator. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. Where
Andrew, he's got the most ridiculous engine on him. It's absolutely and you see in the last 5 minutes of the game, he's pressing like 40 yards up the pitch, and you're like, where are you getting this energy from?
That's what I mean, and then you can see the difference. That was the difference in the second half, especially. The first half was just mad. Like it was basically both teams bypassed the midfield. It's like it was completely mad. But the second half, that's when Eddie Howe really showed his tactical nuance. Do you know what I mean? And he sort of locked it down a little bit. They did have chances. They had chances to stop that, but he really did focus on that area. I really thought it was impressive, especially the second half. And you know. I think Man City fans are not going to like it, and he should have scored one at least twice. But who else is scoring these goals for City? Do you know what I mean? It's just not happening. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. But Newcastle deserved it in the end, I think.
Do you think, or did anyone think that there was any injustice towards Man City in that game? They seem to think there was.
I think the penalty ones probably because the offside one's like subjective, right? People don't like. I think people are in it like whether it is or not, but I think the penalty one's the one probably people will focus on a bit more. But it's subjective.
I thought
right?
it was a pen.
Yeah, I can see why it was a pen. I can see why they're upset about it. The offside one, I don't know who's drawing what fucking line they're looking. Sorry, what line they're looking at or what they're drawing or stuff. I don't know. It looked like some kids doodle at the end. Do you know what I mean? It was like they were drawing the lines up here and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on.
They're making up as they go along. Did you see the Leeds one? Yeah. Villa. They drew the line from like halfway down his arm, and it's like, so where's the line meant to be? I give up.
But look at your. I know you'll say it, Wolfie, but look at your mob.
They're getting a weird noise.
I think there's an echo. It might be Andrew's mic again.
Mr. United.
Just whilst we're here, big up to Dan United, doing his best Norwich impression.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've won a game. You put the sunglasses back on, don't you? Shameless as always.
I'm joking. Look,
shameless as always. Jesus.
Look, you notice when they lose, the green and yellow stuff come back out, and the green and yellow tops come back out.
It was a birthday present, actually, Wolfie, and so go.
And those pectorals are looking tasty. Yeah. I can't lie.
I was messing around. I'm being nice. I hope you're well, Dan. Just whilst we're there, the Newcastle team is out for tonight. So Pope in goal. We've got Livramento right back, Byrne left back, and Chow and Shaw stay as a centre back pairing. Midfield three of Joe Willock, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali. Stronger than I thought it would be. And then it's Gordon, Murphy, and Barnes. So Gordon is playing through the middle.
Well, so Alanga's not even getting in the Champions League games now.
Yeah. So so Voltemeda is on the bench, along with Botman, Hall, Joe Linton. Ramsey's still on the bench. Sam Alabi, keep an eye on him, 16 years old in the squad. Deemed to be a top young talent coming through. Whether he gets on or not is another thing. But the team is out for tonight. I imagine Chelsea's would have dropped soon. I've not seen it, Andrew, but
it has. It's dropped, and like I keep telling people that do these predicted lineups for Maresca, don't ever try it because you'll never be right. Because he's gone Esteval, Garnacho, and Neto in the false nine. He's gone Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella, Reece James, Caicedo, Esteval, Enzo, Garnacho, Neto. Palmer's not on the bench. So, like I say, don't ever try and predict a Maresca lineup because you're.
So he's gone quite strong then, and you got Arsenal at the weekend.
Yeah, we've got Arsenal weekend, but so we got 5 days in between the games, Wolf. I think it's fine to go this strong. Do you know what I mean? It's like nearly a full week. You know what I mean? It's like, and we need to win because we dropped points in the previous game, so we need to win this one.
Yeah, but my point is, you ain't going to win tonight, so why go so strong?
Okay. Well, we'll just give up and just give them a 3-0 win, right? Just like that's what we should do.
Look, are we sleeping on? We know that Charlie will play this down, Wolfie, Dan United. In the chat, Charlie will always play this down. But are we sleeping on the fact that Chelsea are in potentially a title race this season? Up there, big game at the weekend against Arsenal. Dan's already shaking his head. I'll let you go in on this one. Are we sleeping on it because they've put a few results together, as we talked about just a minute ago, and they're up there in the league, and they're asking a question, in my opinion. But go on, Dan. Come in with that one. I'm assuming you don't think they are.
To coin Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, couldn't care less. I genuinely couldn't care. I look. I mean, they've put results together, which is decent. But to say they're title contenders, surely there's no real Chelsea fans out there who think they're title contenders. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I think Arsenal at the weekend's a massive, massive test for them. Arsenal, look, whether people like it or not, have done good this season. Everyone hung their hat on Gabriel being out injured, and they did the whole games without, but they steamrolled Spurs. I don't see Chelsea as title contenders. I still think their players short to do that. Coupled with the fact they're in all the competitions that they are, Maresca's got to juggle this team throughout all of those competitions, and I think we've seen this season Chelsea have been tested. They haven't had answers to some questions when they've played certain teams. They've done well the last few weeks because they've beat who's been put in front of them. But to say they're title contenders, I won't be sleeping on it. Again, that's just my opinion. I've got no room to talk after last night, but as a football fan, I watch them and I don't see them as a team that pushes Arsenal. Put it this way, I don't think we sit here in March, April time and go, bloody hell, Chelsea could do it. I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon for them.
Does anyone think that the Arsenal game at the weekend will change anything in any of your own opinions? So, Charlie last night said that if they beat Arsenal, then he will consider them in a title race.
Oh, guy, man.
I knew you were going to say. I knew you were going to react like that. I knew it. But anyone else on the panel, Chris, Daz, Wolfie, even Andrew, you jump in. It's your club. Does your opinion change on Chelsea if they get that win? Because it's at Stamford Bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But my opinion does change fully based on that game, but it's nothing to do with Chelsea. I think it'll bring Man City back into it. I can see that game being a draw. I don't think Chelsea win it. I think your record against Arsenal is horrific, isn't it? You haven't won at Stamford Bridge since 2018.
2018 is the last time, yeah.
But I can see you getting a draw. And a draw would bring Man City comfortably back. What's the gap now between City and Arsenal? 8 points? 7. So that would bring it. So that would be 8 minus 3, 5. So basically, that's a net 2. The gap will be 2 if Chelsea draw. And I think Man City have got a winnable fixture this weekend. Is it Leeds?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So you're looking at a net difference of 2, and I say net difference because Man City still have to play them in April at the Etihad, so that's going to work in their favor. So the title isn't done and dusted. Do I see Chelsea mounting a serious attack? No, because if your fan base doesn't believe, if your fan base is all cowardly about it, how the hell is that gonna spill into the manager and the players? And remember, this is a manager who came out at the start of last season and said our target is to get 4th at the end of next year.
And also at the same point of last year, or near enough, when we were second at 1 point off, literally threw the towel in. If I don't want him saying, he can think it internally and keep it to himself, but to come out, because we all know some players just need that little bit of an excuse. Do you know what I mean? To not do their job and something like. If just keep it, I'd keep it. My problem is, and I agree with Dan, even if we beat Arsenal on Sunday, the problem with this team, I could then see us dropping points at Leeds next Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's nothing really consistent with it. That's the problem. But it's going to be like I'm not even thinking about Arsenal. I got to get through tonight's game before I think of bloody Arsenal. You know what I mean?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a point around Christmas last year where you were playing ahead of Liverpool?
Yeah,
and
we
you
were
would have gone
behind them. Yeah, we could have won. I think we lost to Fulham on Boxing Day, and if we would have won, we would have gone top. But when we lost, and then we lost to Ipswich, and then we drew at Palace, and it just derailed. So it was but the problem was, Wolfie, he came out before those games and said, "No, we're not in the title race. We're just trying to aim top 4." And that's like, why say that out loud? Just keep it to yourself.
Because he's a realist.
Maybe he's a realist, but keep it to yourself. You know what I mean?
But Dan, you don't want to be hearing that from your manager, Dan.
Exactly. Yeah.
No. But at the same time, did Chelsea honestly believe they were going to win the league last season? We all sat here in October, November, saying, "Oh, Liverpool's done it. The league's done." Why come out and say, we're in a title race?
I understand. Yeah, you're right. No one thought it. But the problem is, no one thought we'd be a point off in December either. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole point.
And then he gets laughed at the end of the season. Why were you saying you're in a title race? I actually think Maresca's got this plan. You know, I think he's had this target that he was told last season, get us back in the Champions League. He won 2 trophies. I don't think there was anything wrong with a manager saying absolutely not.
I think he could have used different. I think obviously he could have used different words. Doesn't have come out blatantly, just come out and say it. You know what I mean? He could have just. He
doesn't have to say we're going to win the league. All he had to say was the league is 38 games long. We'd take it game by game. You know, all the usual, just the normal stuff. We'll take it game by game, and we'll see where we are towards the end of the season. Not to write it off completely.
The boring bullshit.
Yeah, it's boring, Dan. It's boring, but it's the right thing to say.
Okay.
It's the right thing to say, because by saying that, he's not telling the players, "Don't worry, lads. You know, we're not in a title race." He's not saying that to the fans, and nor is he saying we are. You know what I'm saying? It's just the right approach to have. That's the thing with that. Like if my manager came out and said, you know, we're just looking to make sure we stay away from relegation, I don't want him to say that. I'm still targeting the European spots, and that's the attitude I want my club to have. Look, if they don't hit Europe, I'll forgive them more than if they're just trying to get away from relegation. At least I know the intent is there. Like you don't want your club just to be mediocre and just aiming for what? Nothing.
I don't think they did bad last season, Wolfie, to be fair.
No, I don't think that's it. It's just him just coming out and saying it at the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like Wolf said, I know you don't say it's boring, but I would have accepted that. You know what I mean? We'll see where we're going. Like even if someone asked him now, I'll just advise him, we're doing well. Let's see what we can do. We'll take it.
So would you be happy if he come out and said we're in a title race now then?
No.
Then
that's
what are we doing here?
You don't have to. Just say I'm doing well. We're doing well. Let's see what we can do.
Game by game. Yeah.
Game by game. Very boring, but I like that.
Exactly. It's like if Eddie Howe got asked today in a presser, like, are you just looking just to pull the gap away from the bottom 3? You know, what would you guys want him to say as Newcastle fans?
Interesting. Go on, boys. Go for it.
I mean, I would. Well, what I want him to say and what I'm expecting him to say are probably 2 different things. So I'm expecting him to say, you know, game by game, as you boys have just mentioned, you know, we just focus on the next game, make sure we get the 3 points. What I want him to say is that, you know, we shouldn't be where we are, and that ultimately our main aspiration is to finish in that top 5. That's what I want him to say. But I don't think he would actually say that. I don't think he'd put a target on it, because essentially he's putting a target on his own back, isn't he, by saying that, because then we all expect him to get Champions League than if he's coming out and saying, I want us to get Champions League and we should get Champions League. So I think he'd just go with the narrative of one game at a time, see where we are. But I think he'd say that if we were second, 1 point behind Arsenal, that's the same thing.
You'll also hear Arteta will get asked, is the title done? Do you guys think he's going to turn around and say, yeah, it's done?
No, because he's got history of bottling two leads, hasn't he? So
okay, even let's just say we're in April and he needs 2 more points to win it. You know what I'm saying? He's still not going to say it then, Dan. I've never heard a manager who's declared the title won and dusted until it's mathematically impossible, etc., etc. Like, this is the game. I don't like the answers. I agree with you, Dan. I don't like the answers. But, if you just look at what Chris just said, the one answer he's not accepting, if I take the inverse to what you said, Chris, is that, we are just looking to pull away from the bottom and just kind of consolidate this season and start again next season. No fan wants to hear that. So from a Chelsea perspective, as their fan base, where they spent last year, whatever it was, they tallied up to 1.5 billion. And you got a manager who's saying our target is top 4 next year, not even this season. What does that do to expectations?
And you look at the level of the club as well, with Chelsea and what they've won previously and what they've aspired to be over the last 20 years. I think there'll be an element of Chelsea. You mentioned Wolfie that Lewis had said he thinks he'll be in a title race, and I'm not surprised because there's an expectation from some. There will be that expectation from some Chelsea fans, not all, that they should be back up there because that's where they were. They've had a few years off, but they want to be. They're almost smelling it. They're smelling that they're moving in the right direction. So they want it. They want it right now, and that'll be part of their. They're
scared, mate. I'll tell you what. Look, one thing I'll say about United, and I can't stand them. I love you, Dan.
Here we go.
But I respect their attitude towards their expectations. Like I know Dan a couple of weeks ago was there like, right, we're moving in that right direction. We can get top 4 this year or top 5 or whatever it is. I bloody had Cass telling me before the Everton game, if we win, when we win this one, we'll be seconds or third or whatever it is, and then we can push on. We've got some winnable games coming up. Da, da, da. When you speak to a Chelsea fan, it's talk to me after the Arsenal game. It's we don't quite have that consistency. Demand the consistency then. Demand it out of your club. You're not a bloody Fulham. You're a team that's won this title plenty of times. Put that pressure on your establishment because you spend 2 billion. You're in a good position to win this league, and the fact that none of us are here saying
they're spineless, Wolfie. They're spineless, and this isn't at you, Andrew. This isn't at you, Andrew. This is just unfortunately I have to speak to Charlie quite a lot. They're spineless because what they do is they look for weaknesses in other teams to mask what's happening with their own club, and when things aren't going right with their own club, then they go, "Oh, but we're world champions. Oh, but we won the Conference League. Oh, look at you, you're in the mud." And maybe that's what I'm sort of getting from the Maresca comments, and why I kind of don't see anything wrong with it, because I kind of feel like, look, some of our clubs here have had banter years. So I'm still stuck in mine, but at the same time, I look at Chelsea and I go, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, but they've spent the money, and we can say that all day long, but regardless of spending money, Chelsea for the last few years, and yes, as I say, they won a couple of cups last season. There's still no logic as to what they're trying to achieve. Like, yeah, they want to win the Premier League. Some people will tell you, yeah, they want Champions League. But when you look at the transfers they do, when you look at the way it's sort of run, I kind of sit there, I go, well, what do they want? And is it just a case of getting to the end of the season and then they can turn around and say, I told you so, that's what we might do all along? I don't know. It's a bizarre one with Chelsea, and I don't see a logic there, Wolfie, and you know this from the conversation we've had. That there's no logic. It is, and again, Andrew, with greatest respect to you, mate, it's kind of like, ask me after this, ask me after that. I don't see why Arsenal fans get so much stick for saying, no, we expect to win, we expect this, we expect that, because their team is now in a situation where they've been up and around where they have been for the past couple of years, that they should be saying that. And I sat there last night and said we were going to win 4-0. That's because that's what I expect my team to do. And I take the lickings afterwards. If we lose, we lose, and we lost horribly. But I think some fans just go, well, we'll see. No, just put your chest out. You've got this team, and I see so many Chelsea fan channels that after the game they come out and they say, "World champions, we're going to do this. We're slapping people up. No one's ready." And I go,
"Defeated Europe."
Yeah, and I'm going, where was this before the game? Where was this before the game? I feel like the chest.
I can understand that. I think we obviously we can labour that, like you said, we can do that in most of the clubs we see. But the problem is, I think I'm more like confident in the Champions League than the league, because it's a cup competition, right? It's the luck of the draw.
But isn't that a problem?
I do think it's a problem. I do think it's a big problem. That's why I was like, I always wait to do my predictions after the transfer window, Dan, of what my club do.
I thought you were going to say after the match.
Then I go back in time and put a bet on. But the problem is, it's like, but like I say, I think what will happen is, I think whoever you speak to, they might change. If we're in, say, after December, January, in single-digit points from the top, I think you'll see those people who don't have a lot of chest start saying a lot more. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. But you're right. Like you said, the games that you should expect to win on paper, you should come out and say you win. Like, I expected to beat Burnley because we always beat Burnley. I'm not just like to come out. There was a whole thing last week about the word fear. I don't fear going to Burnley. We always shit on them. You know what I mean? It's like that. So I had no problem there. I had a problem with people like going, "Oh, I don't know, it's Burnley, it's 12:30." I don't care if it's like 2 a.m. away at Burnley. Do you know what I mean? We should always beat Burnley, no matter what it is. That's my. I have a problem with that.
Do you know what we've got to be mindful of as well, Andrew? I was just looking at the league, and as I mentioned earlier, 13 points separates second.
Yeah.
And you've played in the last 3. You've beaten Tottenham away, which fair play, bit of a derby going on. You've beaten Wolves at home 3-0 comfortably, and then obviously you're off the back of the win against Burnley at the weekend. So you win 3 games in a row, and you can see how quickly you can rise up the table. It's then whether Chelsea can push on with more difficult.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if we beat Arsenal on Sunday, it wouldn't surprise me that I got Leeds on Wednesday. I'll need to beat Leeds Wednesday. I need to beat Bournemouth the Saturday after. There's no point beating Arsenal and then dropping points the next 2 games. Doesn't mean anything. It's like you beat Man City. Who's your next game?
Everton away.
Right. Well, actually, no. You've got that. No, is it home or away with Everton? That's the problem with you guys.
Away.
Anyone away.
Really. That's what I mean. But okay, so records come into it. But like, if you had Wolves at home the next game after City, right, and then you drop points to Wolves, it's like, what was the point of the City win? Do you know what I mean? Do you know
what you sound like, Andrew? You know I love you, right? But you sound like a person who's got the winning lottery ticket in their hand, and you have to go into town to collect it, and cash it in. And you're there thinking, I want to go into town. I want this jackpot, but I could, get run over by a car if I cross the road on my way to town.
I would think that, actually.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like...
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that thinking.
You'd be like...
Andrew, keep an eye out for lollipop ladies.
What if I go down this road and get robbed? How am I going to prove it's still my ticket? There's just all these... You're thinking of all the negative scenarios instead of thinking, what if it's a normal day and I get to town?
Wolfie, I'm just naturally like that. I'm just naturally like that. It's just I always try and cover all the bases. I'm just like that in my work and what I do for work and stuff. I think it's just naturally me. I just do that. But going away to Tottenham, you will never hear me say at home or away to Tottenham that I fear Tottenham. It just doesn't happen.
I don't think anyone says that. It's not.
No. Wolfie, they've beaten me once in all competitions in 35 years. I don't fear that going to that moment. But then again, it's not. When people say, "Oh, like you just said, you went away to Tottenham," that's not barometer for my team. My team always beat Tottenham. Doesn't matter who it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. But I understand what you're saying. But that's just naturally me. I would actually, if I want to win a lottery ticket, I wouldn't be here. No offense. Do you know what I mean? I just went.
You would. You would.
What you do? You do this for the money.
I might just buy
they were paying you.
Stream. That's what I might just do that.
You be here. You love it. You love it.
No, I think though there has to be more. When it's the expectation and standards argument. Do you know what I mean? I understand. I've got my own standards. Never Like, I think we always should be battling for a title no matter what. We should always be. But then, you know,
I miss
don't
those.
understand this whole thing. It's just generational.
Same.
I'm going to sound really old now, but sometimes this generation of football fans, like the online stuff, are just real. You know what? They haven't got the balls, essentially, to come out and say what they want and what they really think. Do you know what I mean? They'd rather go.
They're afraid, Andrew. I did that last night. Look what fucking
They're sheep.
happened.
They're sheep. That's what they are. They're just sheep. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I got Barcelona tonight. Then I got Arsenal. Then I got Leeds. Then I've got Wolfie's favourite team, Bournemouth, the game after. So.
We'll see. We'll definitely see how Chelsea get on. But look, they are obviously in good form at the moment. We've got Adam in. We can maybe link this into Wolfie as well. Great to have you in, Adam.
What's up?
Adam, 5th in the table, making moves up there. Putting a couple of.
Did we go up another position?
Right, that's Palace.
Is that?
Yeah, we don't.
Don't say that, Pete.
We
don't
don't
say
talk
that to a
about that.
Brighton fan.
Well, that's so cute. I never noticed where Brighton are in the league.
You know why? It's because I'm not pressed refresh. That's why.
That's why. Well, Wolfie, you haven't noticed where we are in the lead because we're not on the same page as you are. So that's probably why.
No, honestly, I could probably tell you where every other team is.
So we're on the other teletext page. You got to wait for it to go back round.
He's still on the teletext thing. I thought
You-
America was more sophisticated.
You remember that old quiz game? What was the name of that quiz game on teletext? You remember that? The football quiz.
Bamboozle.
Yeah, God, that was good.
That was
fun.
good, man.
That was good stuff.
That was
Hold
good.
on. Was I catching strays there?
No, well, I mean, if you think you were, you might have been, but it was mainly directed at Wolfie, but you can take a hit as well.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Anyone that's in the bottom 6 of the table should probably off 7 should probably,
Yeah, you like the number 7, don't you? That's why you went with 7. I hear it. I hear it.
But look, good result for you, Adam and Wolfie. We'll come to you now because you boys play each other next. Big game.
It's not a big game though, is it? I thought it would
Agreed.
have been, but it's just a sort of, can we see off some relegation fodder? So
Yeah. How did that work out for you last season?
Well, that's the problem. I'm actually sort of worried because we struggle against weaker teams. So I am actually concerned about it.
Wait, so when you played us last season and we were 3rd, were we the weaker team?
Well, I think it was preempting what would happen next year, So we sort of knew that there was
Some
a
weird
weaker side
narrative,
behind it. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. There's that guy's face.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
remember
old
it like it's
school,
yesterday. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is teletext still a thing?
Can't be, can
No
it?
idea.
I know, not sure.
No.
Actually, that reminded
I think they
me
turned
of
it off.
that reminded me of the offside at the weekend in your game there, Pete. That teletext.
It's ridiculous.
It should be an interesting game. I mean, how have you found the new management, Wolfie? I haven't spoken to you since the change.
I don't want him, but he's there, isn't it? It's like my missus, isn't it? She has to put up with me. She got married to me. It's not like she can just replace me overnight. So you just
Happy anniversary.
Not overnight. But, yeah.
thank you. It's today, actually. It is today.
Well done, mate.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary.
Yeah. 19 years. man.
Commiserations to your wife.
Yeah, I know. She's feeling.
Yeah.
I agree.
She'd be out of prison 5 years ago.
Mate, 19 years, man.
What's
That's
someone
long.
saying in the chat? Adam, you'll finish bottom half again. Come back at the end of the season with all this chest. We finished top half last season. What are you on about? Bottom
This is
half
my
again.
point, ads. No one knows where you finished last season because no one looks at Brighton, man. Like genuinely,
Bottom
boys.
half
Who knows?
again.
Wait, without
Finished
Adam
eighth.
saying, where did they finish last year? Thank you.
9th, wasn't it?
Eighth.
8th.
It's like no one cares, bro. Like it's cute that you're top 5 or whatever you are, 6th. It's like you know what? Brighton could win the league and no one would actually know they'd won the league. It's like that kind of club. But I'm
It's
actually
amazing that where your team is in 16th and you're still coming out far in
Because-
It's
Bro,
genuine.
we
It's
slap you
remarkable.
every time you come to the City ground, man. Like you're just gonna get another slapping, another humbling, man. You know, you're gonna send me that WhatsApp message afterwards saying, "Oh crap, man, sorry." You know, in between us setting, sorry, mate. And then 2 weeks later, I'll send me one, "Thank you for slapping us. You woke us up. We've gone on a little run now." You know, it's like we needed that slapping. So Let's see if your manager plays with one midfielder again, then chucks 6 forward again. Let's see if he's learned from last season.
You know what's weird, right? Because everyone's giving Hertzler, especially Brighton fans, giving him a hard time. He's
including you. You were nearly out after that game, by the way. Let's not.
A lot of Brighton fans were. A lot of Brighton fans have
including
been. He's now more successful than De Zerbi has been in the same amount of games. Like he's started off. Well, he's come into his own a little bit more now. The jury's still out on him, but it's. I mean, you're laughing. We're 12 games.
No, I just want you to define what successful means in a team that's never won a trophy. Please help us out, bro.
Qualifying for European competition with one of the lower wage budgets in the league and a net positive in terms of all the finances consistently in a broadly well-run club that doesn't go up and down divisions constantly.
So can you say
that's a well-run club?
So can you say that he has been more successful than De Zerbi because he has won what trophy?
He's got more points, mate. What do you mean one trophy?
Didn't De Zerbi play manage you in Europe?
Correct. Yeah.
Which would you define as more successful?
Well, we're not comparing apples to apples. We haven't.
I don't know what you're comparing, bro. That's my question. What are you comparing here? Points.
Wolfie, man. Honestly, you could twist a fucking snake in circles. You could.
I don't know what he's comparing.
After the same games played, if you let me finish, after the same games played, Hertzler has more points than De Zerbi had. So he's more successful in the same amount of time. Will he continue to be? We don't know yet.
Congratulations on
that. He doesn't win tonight. Don't mind what De Zerbi does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got him tonight, haven't you?
Yeah. Was it Marseille?
Well, it'll be a dirty game.
Quote, by the way, De Zerbi's quote. I saw it. It flashed on my phone the other night, saying that Greenwood's actions were unfortunate.
I refuse to talk.
One way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird quote. I thought.
Surely
are you surprised though? Because De Zerbi's a bit of a thug himself, isn't he? Like, are you surprised? He looks like a fucking moron anyway.
I found like that those comments were orchestrated somewhat. I think there's a small section in football that are angling for him to be back in the England squad. That's for me.
That small section are the ones that are queuing up at Witherspoons at 7:30 in the morning.
Look, I'm with you. I hear you, but with Greenwood, particularly playing. Obviously, I think it's the first time he's playing against an English team.
Villa. Remember, Tyrone Mings beat the crap out of him.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. But he did win. Okay, second time he's playing against an English club, but it's whenever that happens, it always just seems to be the conversation that pops up again, and people mention it in a really kind of particular way. You know, they always drop the England thing into it, and they always mention the word mistake, and they always do. It just gives me the feel that they're just trying to angle for it. It will never happen, and it shouldn't ever happen. But I feel like the better he gets and the more he's doing well, the more they're going to try and angle for it. Because
I want him to do well. I want him to go in.
You got 50%.
Yeah, I want him to do well in the sense of monetary because we get 50% of what he does. But as a person, he can get into playing with Adele and Beyonce for me and crash the ground. I can't stand him. I think he's an absolute disgrace of a human being.
Adele. Jeez.
I hate Adele. I mean, I'm in bad.
I would say the crimes aren't equal, though, are they? Really?
I hate Adele. I'm sick to death of her.
But would that plane be able to take off? Or is she gone thin these days?
Sorry?
Oh, my God.
What did you say? I didn't hear that.
Would that plane be able to take off with her on it? Or is she...
She'll be writing a song about us, Wolfie, next, mate. That's what she does. They're in Adele.
Red card for Wolfie. Red card.
Yeah, that's it. He's out. Yeah,
because of Beyonce. Fucking hell, I'll take a 6-match ban for that one. I can't stand it.
I think there's still some Premier League clubs that would probably buy Greenwood if he was available. It's hard to 100%. Say. There's a lot of owners, a lot of clubs that the morality only goes so far until it becomes it's about points and money.
Can I ask a question, Wolfie? Would Mariakis take him?
No. Well, maybe.
That's what. Yeah.
You know what? If you want the honest answer,
please, pretty quickly.
Wait, hold on. Shall I give you the honest answer? I think every single Premier League club would take him if they could figure out the way to spin it.
Yeah,
I honestly think that's the answer. Well, come on, man. We've seen bloody Adam Johnson. Remember him? Yeah.
I don't agree with that statement. I don't think every club would do it. I really don't.
If Greenwood went and was bagging 25 goals a season, and he's probably the most two-footed player I've ever seen as well. He's really strongly two-footed, and look, Dan, you'll agree with me. Probably one of the best young talents you saw coming through at United.
Mate, he literally. I watched him so many times live, and when I watched him live, it was just you watched him and you thought. It was echoes of Class of '92 vibes. This kid had everything. And this is the thing, and this is the problem with footballers, and we're going off on a whim here, but this is the problem with footballers now in this day and age. They don't have to do what the greats had to do when they were kids, wash the kits and all that malarkey. Yeah. They get put on 20k a week and that's it. It starts. So one of the most naturally gifted footballers I've seen put on a United shirt, 100%.
And I'll tell you why. I guarantee you that all 20 clubs would look at him, because how long did it take United to get rid of him? How many different statements were they trying to spin and see what they could do?
Ten Hag wanted him to stay. Ten Hag wanted. We know this. Ten Hag did his best to keep him, and it was only after it leaked that he was going to keep him that then Manchester United had to do what they did, because all the sponsors picked up, the women's team kicked up, and rightly so. And then he was bombed out, wasn't he? But look, God-given talent, but unfortunately, a terrible human being.
But it's not a hard one to spin. They'd be like, look, they'll film him doing some rehab program, second chances. Everyone deserves a second chance, or what have you. There's things in life you don't deserve a second chance from. But if the money is good enough and you think they would improve a team, I guarantee you all 20 clubs would figure out a way.
You know what else he helps with? He helps with the homegrown quota as well. So look at that as well.
Well, there you go. Oh.
Didn't Steve McLaren try and get him to play for Jamaica? But anyway, go on.
I think he tried. Yeah.
To talk about it a bit more positively, I think it's on the same track as Forest. I think there might be a super chat in there. Want to throw that one out?
Yeah. So speaking of the homegrown, and the question here is about Man City and about does Man City still think they're getting Anderson? But Man United. I think Dan, you were doing shows about Man United looking at him as well.
Is that the Chris Brown as a theme in the conversation right now? Jeez.
It's my boy Chris, Forest fan.
Okay. Just check
I think he's referring to Dan as the Monk.
Yeah, because Man United were initially linked with
United. But United are going to be linked with everyone. I want him. I think I'd be a fool to sit here and say, nah, no chance. If we got the chance, I think absolutely 100%. But the thing with it now is, I'm going to be honest with you. United, we know were interested. Ben Jacobs obviously come out and said it, and I do tend to listen to him quite a lot. But I think the issue that any club has with Anderson now is this kid just gets better and better and better. And I see Queen Sophie in the chat comes on my chat and says that Newcastle, you won't go back Newcastle. Because Newcastle, why would Newcastle want to take the L of spending? They would have to spend a minimum, Wolfie, 100. Would you say 100 mil?
They literally shit the bed with this one.
Of course they did.
But Ben Jacobs has come out and said the same Ben Jacobs and said that there is a release clause in his contract that's significantly lower than the 100 million that they're talking
Wolfie,
about. He was saying it was around the 50-60 mark.
Yeah, but there have to be certain things. There has to be certain things met with that, and I think it's things that I don't see happening to Forest.
Yeah, I suppose Ben Jacobs. You're looking at the nuclear scenario that Forest go down. They'd have to. There's a clause, not a release clause.
Is that nuclear?
Huh?
Is that nuclear scenario? Forest going down?
Forest aren't going down.
Do you want to put some money on it? I don't know if you're that confident.
I'm not that confident. I just don't think it's like nuclear level.
Then it would be
grenade. I don't know.
Wouldn't it, but anyway, my point is that would be the scenario where you can grab him for 60 mil, something like that.
Yeah. So he's got a relegation release clause. Is that what you're saying?
There would be. It's not even a release clause. There's an agreement. There's no actual clause in his contract. Now, was
with Marianakis, an agreement with Marianakis?
Huh?
an agreement with Marinakis, like a gentleman's agreement.
And we all know what that means.
Yeah.
When I spoke to Ben Jacobs about it, he said that there are scenarios, but those scenarios are like awkward. Exactly what Dan was saying. So, for example, if Manchester United wanted him and they got Champions League and Forest got relegated, then there's a release clause into a Champions League club kind of thing. It's those things. Now, he didn't specify what those were. The one thing for sure is there's nothing in January.
No,
he won't move in January.
And Wolfie, this was my. Oh, sorry. Go on, Andrew. Sorry, mate.
How many years has he got left, Wolfie, on the contract?
He's still got like 3 or 4.
4.
I'm just wondering, is this more a plausible scenario for Wolfie that obviously if he's fit and he stars at the World Cup, that his agent tries to renegotiate the contract in a way that they...
No, I actually think Forest would sell him. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
I think if I'm looking at it through the Forest perspective, what you'll see in the summer is the clubs will want to come in before the World Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Forest won't want to sell him till after the World Cup.
That's where I think.
I don't think Anderson will want to go before the World Cup because he'll want to focus on the World Cup. He's not really bothered about what the money is going to be on his neck. I think Forest will sell him in the summer, but I think it will hit triple figures. I do. Since he's had that England debut, he's just got. He was ridiculous before it, but
plus,
he just.
Wolfie, I think you would agree, and it's not a shot. But if people like Dan's club's linked to Belieber and Brighton are asking for
you can have him if you want.
He's
crap,
man. You can have him back.
I'm just saying they were asking for a price range of near 100. Then Anderson certainly deserves to.
But Belieber won't go for 100 million.
No, but I mean, we got the reports though.
You're now kind of looking at the two being talked together as Anderson and Wharton. I actually think Anderson has surpassed Wharton.
I agree, 100%.
Last season, I'd say Wharton, but Anderson right now is ridiculous. It does come back to the point. Why did you sell him at that price? Boys, it was 12.5 mil we got him for net.
Was it
12.5 mil?
Well, no, it was. Look, forget the Black Demos. It was 13. Just thinking, come on, let's not do this, please. we're meant to be building the alliance, not breaking it down.
Yeah, we're being honest here, are we not?
Do you know what Anderson's done as well? I tell you what, it's the same trajectory as when Declan Rice sort of arrived for England and then just started going. This Anderson, like Wolfie, you were speaking about him last season. I really didn't take as much notice as I should have. This kid. His ceiling is ridiculous. Like he is all action. He is. I remember like him making his debut for England. I thought, yeah, he's okay. And then I started watching him. What I really took notice against us because I thought he was best player on the pitch by a mile. But I just look at him and for a young age, the maturity he displays in his performances, and he's only going to get better. And I think this guy could go for more than Declan Rice. It's ridiculous. Now for Man United, my argument was. United had to, if they want to get a midfielder in, they had to go in January and do this to steal a march on other clubs. But now I look at Anderson and I agree, Wolfie. I think he's chilling. He knows, goes to the World Cup, has a good performance, which we know he's going to. He will get his move in the summer. And I think as you said, I think Forest will go, yeah, sound. We'll make the money, off you go.
Yeah, the only negative I have on Anderson is he can't shoot. But he doesn't need to. And the other thing I'd say about him, I don't know if he's better as a 6 or an 8. I think he's brilliant in both.
Do both.
I probably would say a 6 because that takes him out of shooting more. But his work rate.
If you're putting him in an 8, he has to contribute more with goals and assists. If you're putting him in a 6. He can break up play. He can be dynamic. I mean, I watched him on Saturday at Anfield. He just ran that midfield. Everyone's raving about Graham Birch and all the rest of it. That guy who ran the midfield, he was absolutely brilliant.
By himself.
And he's so good. I agree with you, Dan. For me, I think we're priced out of Anderson now. I think the money that it would take to get him, Newcastle United haven't got that sort of money to put down on a midfielder that, let's be honest, lads, he's going to be fighting with a Tonali, with a Bruno, with a Joe Linton. Like he would be a luxury player for us. As much as I'd love him to sign for us and come back to us, let's be honest. The
way it's going with his injury stuff, it's City, right? It's got to be City written all over it. Sure.
It's someone that's got big cash. It's someone that's got big money that's able to
abroad. It could be abroad. Look, shall I be honest with you guys? Like, I think his dream move would be back to Newcastle. He loves Newcastle. And this guy is so humble. I speak to him a few times on messages, and he's always got time like to reply and comment, and he's very polite and thankful. So humble, boys. Like, you guys brought him up really well. I honestly think if the money could be made or could be correct, his first choice would be to go back to Newcastle. He was at the final in the crowd as a fan for you guys last season. You know, and he wasn't like looking for the limelight. He was just part of the crowd, just as a normal fan. That's I really like that about him.
He wore the hat so people couldn't see who he was.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be there to enjoy it. But look, we'll move on.
Just sorry boys. Evening everyone. Just to add to the party, I don't know if you've already spoken about this, but I just love these type of midfielders like Anderson, Wharton, even Yuri Tillemans to an extent, who just play the game like 1-2 touches. Like they already see where they're passing it. They already see the game before the ball's getting to them. They don't need to control it and then decide where to pass. They're just 1-2, 3 touches, and they can just play the game. Like I'm really pleased that these type of midfielders are coming back, because Wharton and Anderson are just brilliant players to watch at the moment.
Rich, England midfield is looking pretty sweet in it now.
I was going to say that, and I think, look, we're looking at a situation here in the World Cup where if you just said 12 months ago, 18 months ago, Bellingham's not getting an England side of him, you go, what on earth, what's happening? Like, this is a disgrace. This is Bellingham. Now you're looking at Anderson coming through, Wharton coming through, and you're going, we look sane without. You know, and that is a great place to be, by the way, for an England team to have the midfielders. I worried about England's midfield about 2 or 3 years ago. I thought maybe we've missed the boat here, but you've got these lads coming through, and again, like Wolfie said, these humble lads that just go on the pitch and do what they do. And I think it's bizarre. Like Pete, you said about he's better in the 6. He needs to do more in the 8. Well, I say it again. He's doing exactly what Rice started as a 6, and now Rice has started to push forward and do more things like that. I think this kid, it infuriates me, because I know we'll never get a sniff now, but he's incredible, and I can't wait to watch him in the World Cup. You go to the World Cup. I just think they're footballers.
They're footballers. They're not. Oh, you have to be a 6. You have to be an 8. They're just footballers.
You know what it is, Rich? Like, I hate this guy, right, Rooney. But you'd always hear Rooney, like, even when he wasn't training at football, he wanted to play football with his mates. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like at the local park and what have you. This is how we were brought up as kids. So, you know, you're playing school's done, you play football until it's dark, or until you get a beating from your dad, you know, if being out so late or what have you. That's how it was, man. It was all about just playing and having a kick around with the ball. And I feel exactly what you said, Wharton and Anderson, they just want to play football.
Yeah.
They just want the ball. They just want to move it around. And it's good to see that this is still a thing. And like exactly what we're talking about, Mason Greenwood, complete opposite. Expected that he was, you know, the world's greatest player at 16 or 17, whenever he started to break through. And then look what he went on, what happened with him. You're not going to see that with an Anderson or a Wharton or players like that.
And thank God Tuchel actually backs him, because imagine if he'd have not got minutes and ended up getting sniffed out by bloody Scotland. Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, brilliant win for Liverpool. Liverpool. Thank you for holding down. Thank you for holding down the Newcastle Alliance Trust and doing a job for us. Thank you for mudding Alexander Isak all over again. It is beautiful to watch.
14 touches,
really is. I thought it was 16. 14's even better. 68 minutes on the pitch, gets dragged. You boys score 3. It's
beautiful.
Brilliant day all round.
Amount of touches he had in the second half.
Has the Isak thing, has it broken that idea that clubs always say we want to sign the finished article that has proven themselves in the Premier League? So they just hit the ground running. We know they can score. It's not a player that we've got to bring up. They've got to grow into it. We bring them from abroad. They've got to learn the game. Because Isak was purpose built to succeed, and he's just fallen flat on his face. Like, does this break that premise that clubs have had? Because I don't. It's such a fall off.
Has there been many successful summer signings in these big 6 teams? When you kind of break it down,
no, it's not what you mean for the big prices.
Yeah. Just those big price tags, your Isaks, I'm trying to think who
Well,
else.
I mean, Rice was big money, wasn't he? He's been successful.
No, I'm talking about this summer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this summer.
Yeah, I'm looking at this summer and thinking all these hyped up players we saw, Xavi Simmons, and so on.
I'd say only Ekatike, Wolfie. He's the only one where I go. He was
because we living off how well he started because he's faded off.
He's been awful recently.
Yeah,
but he's better than Isak. Look, if you look at it,
I don't think you.
No, on form, Isak scored 1 goal. And that was Ekatike's at least come in and shown some good form.
How many has Ekatike scored this season?
3.
Yeah, but he took his shirt off and got sent off. That takes away a couple of goals, surely.
Brian's done well. Brian's done well at United. I don't think Brian's been poor.
He's been good.
He's been good.
I think he's been very good.
He's off on his holiday soon, Dan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all are.
You could say Eze's been a success, right?
Yeah,
well, I don't know. Pete will agree with me. A lot of the Arsenal fans have been complaining about Eze.
I saw that on Potter's channel. Yeah.
Ekatike's got 3 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
scored once before the Tottenham hat-trick, I think, in the league. So.
Yeah, but the thing with Eze, you just know that he's a slow starter to every season. Look at
He's more
last year.
second half, and he's more
Second half. He's a late runner, isn't he? So
yeah,
Elanga's been crap. Sophie's right. Sorry about that, guys. You know, I did try and warn you, but I just think there's been a lot of disappointing signings. Now you could make the argument: are fans judging these players too quickly because we're still only 12 games in and what have you?
I got battered for this because I said on my channel that I thought Cunha's been shite. I think Cunha's been shite, and people are going, whoa, it's not fair, and I'm going, he's not hit the heights that people maybe. I think people expected Cunha to do more than Brian, and Brian obviously comes off the back of being consistently good. Cunha's done, yeah. So I got battered for that. But
I agree.
That's true.
Tesco's been crap.
You can't say that. He's been injured. He's been injured. He's been in and out of the team. He's not as much as Sesko, mate. He's been, and Cunha's had more game time than Sesko, 100%.
Walter-Marde's been good.
Oh, you got to say that. You're on a bloody Newcastle channel.
Has he dried up a little bit?
You know he's been better.
Dan, has he not then?
He's been decent. He's been decent.
I tell you what,
I think he's been decent.
Alanga's been shit. So I'm not Alanga's been crap.
Yeah, but Walter-Marde hasn't scored for a bit, has he?
It was disappointing. He missed 2 chances on the weekend. That's good save. Ruins his 100% strike rate now. That was
I wasn't angry at all. I wasn't angry at that, and I said that on our match.
Just disappointed.
To be fair, the problem is that he's had 5 chances given to him. He'd scored 5 goals. The fact that we weren't providing the bullets for him was an issue. The fact that we were actually creating chances for him as a whole, yes, disappointing that he didn't score, but I was more pleased with the fact that we're actually creating chances for him because that's been a massive issue for us.
When was his last goal?
I think when he's on the bench tonight because they've gone with Gordon because he's literally played every minute of pretty much every game. He does need a rest, and for me, that is the key. I've got no doubts that if we keep providing chances for Nick Walter-Marde, he will score. He will score goals. I've got no doubt about that. But what you're seeing as well as that is the way he's linking the play, the way he's making connections, the way he is knitting things together to keep our attacks going. Like the other part of his game has been very, very good. And for a lad that wasn't expected to play loads, because Johan Wieser was going to be the main guy to play week in, week out, I think he's done fantastically well.
To answer your question, Wolfie, his last league goal was a consolation goal and a 2-1 loss to Brighton. So
how long ago was that, Adam?
Quite a while. It's hard. It's deep in the memory banks, actually.
It's what I'm saying. He's only scored 4 goals.
18th of October.
October, really?
Yeah, over a month ago.
No,
long time.
We have had an international break in between that time. Remember that?
Yeah, but we've also had 12 games. I mean, 4 out of 12.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I
I think we're overhyping players and we're writing off players at the same time.
Agree.
That makes sense.
That's what this whole thing's about.
Every week, innit?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm the expert at it. I get it.
I was going to say, you wouldn't have a show if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, you wouldn't be it.
Wouldn't have a channel, mate.
But we'll we're coming towards time because obviously there's a couple of kickoffs that are about to happen very, very shortly. Just want to touch on two things. I want to touch on Rich and the rise of Villa. Obviously, another good result at the weekend away at Leeds, and of course, and we'll start here now, Dan, because you've been on, and we were going to talk about it earlier, but I've got to be honest. Like me and Wolfie were on Pops' channel last night, kind of like, what the hell is going on? Because when we saw the red card, I was buzzing because we were thinking Idrissa Gay is going to be suspended for the game against us at the weekend. And then not long afterwards, Wolfie's going, Everton has scored. And we're just like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And look, talk us through it, man, because you did your watch along last night. You were going through the emotions. I did not expect that. And I said that to you this morning. I did not expect that at all.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect it, because this team, you can't trust this team, and it showed last night. First and foremost, I think the referee was an absolute joke last night. I think to send him off, I thought that was abysmal. I mean, it was a slap. It wasn't even a hit, was it? It brushed his face, and so that set the tone. But look, Everton, I thought were extraordinary.
Wait, Dan, can I just pause there? You don't think that's a sending off? It is a sending off.
I don't. I'll be honest.
What if he did it to an opposition player? It's a sending off.
Mate, I remember when Didier Drogba slapped Vidic in the Champions League final, and I stood there and said, "How is that a sending off?"
Yeah, for sure, but that's a decade ago. Nowadays, you cannot do that now.
Well, I'm sorry, mate. I live in a world where I don't succumb to complete nonsense. I really don't. I think it's bullshit, and I thought it was a joke. He got sent off, but
I mean, he knows the rules, but yeah.
Adam, what do you want me to say, mate? I don't agree. You do, I don't. I think it was an appalling decision from the ref. I think if anything, I think the referee needed to walk over and go, Perry, you fucking grow up. And
it's not like the Lee Bowyer Kieran Dyer.
No, it's nothing like the Lee Bowyer one. And I saw people trying to, people were trying to compare that today on, and I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I think of all the stick that refs get, it's just a clear red card. I don't know.
I think if it's between two teammates like that, something like that, I think maybe if he would have gone across the Moyes and said, "Do you want to sub him?" Do you know?
The rules don't distinguish between teammates or not.
But I think
that's fair. I think it was a disgrace. How am I sat here backing fucking Everton after they took 3 points?
Yeah.
Look. Let's be honest here. We rode a wave of emotion of going 5 games unbeaten. The warning signs were there. Wolfie will attest to that from his game, and then the warning signs were there against Spurs. What I'm going to speak about on my channel, shameless plug there later on, is I'll be honest with you, I don't know who. Look, obviously the substitutions last night were pathetic, and I think there was a clear arrogance from Amorim. And I said this in my show. I said, this isn't Portugal where against a team they go down to 10 men and you just absolutely turn them over. This is the Premier League, and this is David Moyes, who has been around the block several times. And what I thought Everton did superb last night, and a big shout out to Jack Grealish. People saying Jack Grealish can't run, can't do this, can't do that. He was everywhere last night. I honestly feel like Manchester United were hit with a dose of realism. And I think Manchester United fans, I see some of them, I saw Saeed screaming, meet me in the car park and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, why are people surprised? Like, what? Why are we shocked that this team can still do this? Did we honestly think that 5 games unbeaten and we were back in the big time? I saw some bozos, and Wolfie was going to stop me in the last show because he thought I was going to say this, and I wasn't. I saw some bozos saying, we're points off the top, we can go on and do something. I put a poll in my chat about a month ago, and I said, can we get Champions League with this squad? And it was 80%. Yeah. And I was like, are you serious? Are you actually serious here? Last night, I thought the players were absolutely pure arrogance and just pathetic. I thought the substitutions, it was quite clear after 10 minutes that Dorgu is not a Premier League player. You've got Leacher on the bench who is begging to get minutes. The move to make was to bring Dorgu off, put Martinez at left-sided centre-back, chuck Luke Shaw at left wing-back. Xerxes, I'm going to say this right now, and I mean this with every fibre in my body. if Xerxes is a Premier League footballer, then I am the new face of Magic Mike. And I think we know that I am not the new face of Magic Mike. That
Congratulations.
That guy, thank you. That guy,
he can't run, Dan. He can't run.
He can't run. He can't turn. He can't pass. It's abysmal. Now, I would much rather bring Jadon Sancho back and start him up front every week instead of play Xerxes. I mean that. I mean it. I would rather play with 10 men than have Xerxes up there, because this is what, and I'm sorry it's before 9, but this is what fucks me off with Manchester United fans, yeah? We had the little spinneroonies that he did last season, and people like, this guy's a baller. Then Manchester United released footage of him in pre-season scoring a flick goal in an empty net with no defenders. And you got Bruno Fernandes going, the Premier League ain't ready. No. You're right. The Premier League aren't ready to see how bad at football you are. I thought the selection was wrong completely from the start by Amorim. I think Amorim was kind of looking at the 10 men and thinking, that's it now, we'll push up, as United fans did. I was one of them, to get into 5th position. 5th position for Manchester United this season would have been incredible. It would have been incredible, regardless of the fact that we've relied heavily on the fact Newcastle have started shit, Everton are in turmoil. You know, you've got Forest that started shit this season. United have had to rely on other teams being poor for us to be up the table. Now, unfortunately, here's the crossroads that Manchester United are at. And unfortunately, this is realism that Manchester United have to focus on, okay? The fans have to focus on this. You still have the fans chanting the Amorim song, and that's fine. And nothing against people backing their manager and backing their players. But I'm seeing the same shit I saw 10 months ago. I'm seeing the same shit I saw 8 months ago. I'm seeing the same shit I saw 6 months ago. This hasn't been turning a corner. This has been masking the fact that we've still got frailties. And what my worry is that we get to January, and I think we'll spend in January. I do. We get to January, we're going to lump money on a manager for his formation. We'll get to the summer, we'll lump money on a manager in this formation, and it will go to pot. The most simplest thing that Manchester United can do, it's simple, is go to 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I don't think anybody on this panel, Wolfie, you hate us, you despise us, but I don't think anybody on this panel would sit here and say Manchester United wouldn't be better going to 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. They've got the players for it, man. He consistently plays Bruno in this central midfield role. He's not a central midfielder. So at the moment, it was a dose of reality that we all needed as United fans. The good times rolled on. We'll release the DVD at the end of the season. We remained unbeaten for 5 games. But ultimately, now teams are getting their shit in check. United will be found out more. And it was fun while it lasted, chaps, but United won't get Europe at the moment. They won't, because in December and January, they lose Ahmad, he was shit last night, but he's been a bright spark. They lose Brian, who I think has been outstanding, probably United's best player. And they lose Mazraoui, who can play pretty much anywhere across the back. Mazraoui's still not fully fit. You could see it last night. With that, you are going to see a completely disjointed Manchester United side. So, yeah, it hurt last night. I mean, look, I've made it as a YouTuber now because somebody clipped up my reactions. I'm on a reaction show, so I'm buzzing with that. You know what I mean? I'm there. But
yo, it's hard to get on those United ones. You know, well done.
I tell you, mate, I was right after Goldbridge himself. I've lived the dream. But I did just want to quickly say something as well. And Wolfie, I need to shout this out for your community because I've been going through some stuff. And one of your followers come on last night and hit me with a £50 super chat with love and support, and that is because of the fantastic community that you've built there, Wolfie. And you have people, you know, we all loved you as the pantomime villain, but I appreciate the community that you've built. Oh no, we don't.
Oh yes,
I appreciate the community you've built there, mate. I really do. Absolute superb. But as for Amorim, I lose words.
Well, I agree, Dan. I couldn't
cook him after that, man. He's done that.
How can we do this?
Come on.
Well, to be fair, we're running close to time, so we haven't got time to go any deeper with Man United. But Dan United, you've just said that Man United aren't getting Europe or are not looking like they're going to get Europe.
They need something special. They need something special.
So they need something special. But have you got something special, Rich? Because you're kicking right into form now. Another win on top of that, right up there, challenging again in those European spots. You're confident now you're going to be challenging for Champions League, not just in the Europa League, but in the league this season. How's things looking from your end now? It's a complete turnaround, mate. 180.
Yeah, it keeps getting better, doesn't it? I mean, I know I keep saying it, but you know, when I went on my few rants at the start of the season, it wasn't looking good, and then it's gradually got better and better. What I think is really pleasing at the minute is that the substitutions that Unai Emery's making, not only, you know, you can have all the squad that you want, but ultimately, you know, I know you boys have been annoyed at Eddie Howe sometimes for not making the changes quick enough or not utilising his squad. Dan's just said about the substitutions that Amorim made or didn't make, but Unai, he's got the options, he's got the ability, and he's got the coaching now to make the changes, and that's what's winning us games at the minute. You know, right back when we needed that win against Fulham, and he brought Emi Buendia on at half time, took off Harvey Elliott, right through to this Sunday where, to be fair, we got out-battled by Leeds in the first half, and I'm not quite sure why we didn't expect that game. But we got out-battled, but then he made a couple of changes. He brought Daniel Marlin on, he brought Ian Matson on, and that within a minute, we're back to 1-1, and then the quality comes through from Morgan Rogers, and then we control the game, and then we actually, to be honest, that's probably the most enjoyable win that I've seen this season, because you know what Leeds are going to do. You go into the arena, the battle at Ellen Road, you know exactly what's going to happen. And in a dressing room, if you come out of those type of games on the winning side and you've come from behind to win, you've stuck it to them, you've weathered the storm, you've battled, that's the best thing for a dressing room. So for me, I'm buzzing for it. I'm buzzing for that win. Like, it wasn't the best performance, but it didn't need to be. It needed to just be in the trenches and battle. And if you know you can look to your left and right, and you know these lads are going to go into war with you, then you've got a good dressing room. So yeah, for me it was a great win, and roll on Wolves on Sunday. We just got to keep going. But I think the squad that he's got, I know we talked, you know, people will talk about Villa and this and that, not being able to buy players, SCR, FFP, but I keep saying it. Yuri Tillemans started on Sunday, but couldn't get in the team when he came back fit, because we had Onana and Kamara playing so well. Ross Barkley comes in as well and does well. We've got Lamar Bogard, Netherlands under-21 international, doing really well. That's our midfield. You've got Buendia, Rogers, Marlon, Gesson, Sancho. Harvey Elliott can't even get anywhere in the team. We've got the squad that we've got, with a couple of tweaks. I know the striking position is a worry at the minute with Watkins not scoring, but at the moment, goals are coming from all over the pitch. I didn't even mention John McGinn there. John McGinn, just our main player. He's just unbelievable.
What a player, Rich. He is. I love him. I think he is. He just epitomises your time back in the Premier League. He does. He's incredible.
He was the only one in that first half in particular that was putting it on Leeds, and then he kind of led the charge. So yeah, you can't forget John McGinn, 2.5 million, and to do what he's done with Villa is incredible. And then, like I say, it's just really good at the moment to see us getting the wins. Now, I think we can get Champions League football if it goes to that top 5. I think we can certainly be challenging for that. And look, if we can make the right signings in January and keep this run of form going, we're going to have some dodgy spells, but I think we'll be right in there for that top 3, top 4 in the league, because there's no other team. Look at the teams that keep faltering at the minute, and you boys have said it yourself. You put 4 or 5 wins together, you're right back up there. So yeah,
need to win away.
That free kick was disgusting.
It was
disgusting. I could watch that.
The goalkeeping, though.
It was the knuckleball one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was disgusting, man.
It's 2-2. Emi Buendia did it last weekend, 2 weeks ago against Bournemouth.
Yeah, but this one was so close. Do you know how hard it is to get that up and down that quickly? It's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
But see how the goalkeeper just falls back into the goal. He doesn't even dive.
Yeah, there's no point. It's too close.
It was the same reaction of the one. Do you remember David James against Ronaldo?
That's the one. The Portsmouth one.
Just went.
Yeah, but that was literally in the stanchion. That was in the stanchion when Ronaldo hit that one. There was no goalkeeper on planet Earth is getting anywhere near that.
I
even
actually think
even if you know where he's
Rodgers
going to put it, you ain't getting that one. That one was.
Just a quick question. I know you boys have got to jump off. But do you think that Villa's players sometimes get underrated? When I say like Yuri Tillemans, Boubacar Kamara, Amadou Onana, Ezri Konsa, Emi Martinez, it's like they just play for Villa. Like we're talking legit top class footballers here. Like I don't get it sometimes. I don't get it.
Rich, not only are they underrated, their value is underrated.
Yeah.
Kamara
and sorry, again, I forgot John McGinn. John McGinn. Yeah.
What's he done?
Okay, out of those players you just mentioned,
man?
if you added them together, how much does their combined cost?
Well, I mean, Tielemans and Kamara, we didn't pay a penny for.
Exactly.
So you're talking what, 40 million for Tielemans, 50 million maybe for Kamara.
No. I mean, how much did you pay for them? Nothing.
Oh yeah, nothing.
So you're adding their values. So not only are they good in their own right, then add the pound for pound line to it. It becomes ridiculous. And it goes, your recruitment team doesn't get a lot of credit. It only gets fingers pointed at it when you get your bloody Sanchos and your Rashfords joining your club. But if you look at the other signings, they've been outstanding. Look at Matty Cash, man. A lot of Villa fans wrote him off. Look how good he's been this season.
Yeah, he's been probably up there with our best player this season. Like he's able to do multiple things now. He can defend well and he can do the next job of getting forward. And yeah, he's been brilliant. Like 1v1 defenders.
Keeping Onana fit as well, because Onana last season couldn't finish a game. He was always pulling up with something. I mean, he's a beast, by the way. Like he is just quite. How old's he?
22, 23.
God, I hate you, Rich.
No, they're good. And I think it's just there are some games like I said, that first half I thought, here we go again. It's Sunderland all over again. It's Brentford all over again, where we try and play this controlled way that Unai Emery likes. And sometimes you've just got to step in and battle, and you've got to earn the right to play.
Oh, Rich, they're shutting you up with the music.
Is that the Champions League music?
I don't know where that's coming from.
I had no idea.
Who was that?
Sorry, Rich.
Do you know something? Right, literally. This quickly.
Shameless, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, because I watched the show a couple of weeks ago when they were going, Eddie Howe could be out in a few weeks.
Remember that, Dan? They were saying
after the Brentford loss.
Sunderland. That said by Sunderland.
Yeah.
For some reason, they didn't do it.
And now they're wearing sunglasses. Now they're wearing sunglasses. Daz said by Sunderland.
No one's going to accuse you.
You're not putting me on that. You're putting me on that.
Daz, man. Daz was Sunderland.
No. Everyone has different opinions. That is how it is. But look, it wasn't anything other than obviously Andrew's got Barcelona in just a few minutes. We're obviously playing Marseille, so we did say we would do an hour, but we've gone over. But what I will say really, really quickly is that Villa are playing some fantastic stuff. The one thing I'll say, Rich, is that players outside the top six don't get the credit that they deserve. I think full stop. We've had it with Newcastle players. You've definitely had it with Villa players. Forest is exactly the same. Got top players, but they're not really recognised unless a top team wants them. And as soon as the top team wants them, everybody starts talking about them. And that's just the way I see it from our perspective. But we've got top players. We're playing well. We no doubt will be up there challenging again. Villa especially, because you're already there. I think Wolfie, you'll be in the top half soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be there and we'll be back. Talking about this next week when the next round of fixtures are in, boys. But look, Dan United, everyone go and watch Dan United. What time are you on tonight, fella?
8 o'clock for therapy.
8 o'clock for therapy.
You might as well send them across to him then.
Yeah, because it's 4 minutes away, we'll ping them across to you. Winter Soldier, Andrew, best of luck against Chelsea. Thank you for coming and joining us.
It's Captain America, you fucking moron.
No. We've
got a match. We've got a match.
And on that note,
back for the reaction.
I love you, Pete.
Remember to subscribe to this channel, everyone, just in case they can get the answer.
What's going on?
Come on, Daz wants to get to the match.
Good night, everyone. Boys. See you in the next one.
All night, you wide up beside and tell me side to side. You can say, JC, you're too much for me. I am a little bit of loneliness, a little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, and it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So I go watching you, turn your back, you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not